Good evening, everyone. 6:33, calling this to order. The Council on Aging after a summer hiatus. And one of the things that we don't get to do because we only meet on Zoom is have a little more social time. Now, I know you're not here to be social, but I thought that since we haven't met for 2 months, I wanted to begin this meeting before we get into the agenda by asking people if they want to share some highlight of the summer, something that's happened or thought about or done over the last couple months that's a highlight that good or bad, but something memorable that went on for you in the last 2 months in July and August. Anybody game for that?
Well, this is very public, so I don't know if it's necessarily appropriate for us to talk about anything personal.
Oh, okay. Well, this is true. That's a good point.
A great place
Um,
to talk about personal things is a senior center. So you can come on over and meet in the new lounge and chat away.
Okay, all right. Well, Sherry, thank you for keeping me honest and keeping me between you and Maureen. I'm like, after 4 years, finally learning. Hi, Julie. All right, never mind. Never mind. We'll do that some other way. We'll go to the senior center at some point. Well, welcome back, everyone. I hope the summer was good and memorable in some way, and that you're ready for the fall. We've had some beautiful. This is my kind of weather personally. So I'm happy to have it happen. Julie, we called the meeting to order a couple minutes ago. Nothing's happened yet. On the public comment section, I do have a written submission from a gentleman who, I'll read it to you. I thought he was going to be here. He had indicated he was going to be here to present it himself, but it's my obligation to present it, right now. So this came in through a submission to Sherry Dalton, from a gentleman named Daniel Benjamin, who lives in Wakefield. And I'm going to read you his remarks. Good evening. My name is Dan Benjamin. I am a 100% disabled Vietnam War veteran with the effects of Agent Orange. I have cancer and Parkinson's. I have been a resident of Wakefield for 78 years. And years back, a member of the Council on Aging and past chair myself. I would please request the Council on Aging permanently add to their meeting agendas the Pledge of Allegiance. As a veteran, I would greatly appreciate this. It would only take 10 or 15 seconds. Most town committees and boards include this in their permanent agendas. The town council, the school committee, the Commission on Disability, the Historical Commission, the Veterans Advisory Board, and the Traffic Advisory Committee, as a few. Thank you for your consideration. A proud veteran, Dan Benjamin, who did his service to his country. So, Sherry, I can send this to you if you want to have it a little more. I'll send it to you. But
I think I can just summarize and say that
Okay.
Dan Benjamin, a former member of the Council on Aging, has suggested that he would like the Council on Aging to include the Pledge of Allegiance at the beginning of their meetings.
Right, okay. And we will take it up next month on our agenda to discuss whether or not that's something we want to move forward with. So, thank you for listening. Thank you for that. So the next item is the minutes from the June 11th meeting, 3 months ago now, which everyone has and were sent, probably more times than you cared to get them, but were sent to you several times. And so we're looking at affirming them or officially moving them into the record of the Council on Aging. So if you had a chance to read them, does anyone want to make a motion? Was that a hand up, Maureen?
I was going to make the motion for you. I don't want to cut you off. I'll make the motion to adopt the minutes of the June 2025 meeting.
Thank you.
I can second those, Julie Brown.
Second those. What happened to Jim? Jim was on. Okay, thank you, Julie. All right, all in favor of accepting the minutes as presented for the June 11th meeting?
I wasn't
Great.
present.
I know you weren't, yeah, so you can't vote. So we still have 4 that were present, so we have a quorum. So Maureen is affirmative, Julie is affirmative, I'm affirmative. Rich, you were present.
Yep,
Are you, are you affirmative? Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, perfect, thank you. Okay, so the minutes have been accepted. And the next item, there you are. Jim, are you okay? Can you hear us? Jim, are you there? Okay,
Jim,
well,
your audio is off.
you're on mute, yeah. Wonder if he's having trouble. Let me see if I can turn him off. I just asked him to unmute, but. All right, let's see what happens. All right, so the next item has to do with the fiscal reports, for the summer months for July and August. Karen sent us, 2 reports. So when we do have to entertain each one separately. So the first would be the, June report. We don't have a lot, this is June and July. Are there any questions on the financial report for June? Or
I do
comments?
not have August, so I'll have to, the August end of month yet. So as soon as I get that, I'll send that out for next month's
Yeah,
consideration.
that's good. Thank you. That's fine. That's good. So June, looks
Any
pretty,
questions? We closed out the fiscal year without any problems, and things to look forward to for this fiscal year are the new van and another grant I'll talk about more in the director's report. There was a little bit of money we did hand back into the town, and that was based on the oil line. And for this year, I did redistribute some of that money to move it towards parts. I anticipate we're going to need some new tires, and previously we only had $350 allocated for tires, which doesn't buy me 1 tire. So I reallocated some money there and for some other maintenance issues, and I kept the fuel line. So I kept the same, I level funded, I just reallocated, but I wanted to keep it because if we get the van sooner in the fiscal year, that'll give us 2 operating larger vehicles. So I anticipate we may need a bit more in the gas line. But the vans are 9 months, a year ordering time. So I have not heard anything about its arrival. I don't anticipate I'll hear anything before 2026.
okay. All right, thanks, Karen. All right, I make a motion, we accept the June financials as presented. Was that a hand, Julie?
Yes,
No.
I'll second.
Second, Julie Brown seconds. All in favor?
Are we supposed to be doing roll call voting?
Thank you,
Susan?
Maureen. See, there we go. All right, Susan Jepson, yes. Maureen Hickey,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Rich,
yeah,
and Jim, can you hear us now?
I can hear you. I'm having difficulty getting my never
There
mind.
you go. Okay, do you have a vote on the June financials?
I would like to vote to accept.
All right, thank you. All present have accepted. The the report is part of the record of the Council on Aging. The July report, first month of the new fiscal year. So,
I'll make a motion to adopt the July financial statement
thank you, Maureen.
or report.
I will second.
Jim, second, thank you. All in favor? Maureen,
Yes.
Sherry,
Yes.
Julie,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Rich?
yeah,
I'm a yes too, so all have voted yes. The July report is made part of our Council on Aging record. Are there we voted specifically on the finances, any comments or concerns or questions about the program participation report at the bottom of these? Seems like it was pretty busy over the summer, Karen. I mean, maybe more busy than usual. What do you think?
It was nice. We didn't see as much of a summer slowdown as we have in the past.
Yeah, the numbers don't show that, right? And what about how much availability was there of the new space in terms of the weather?
And we
The
didn't
heat.
use the space at all during the summer, just with the heat and with the heat brought out some of the smells from the floor. So that brought out, so we haven't been using it. We've started using it again. We're keeping the windows open, like the back windows at night to help keep airing it out to, a couple of people say they can still smell the varnish. So we're doing our best to
Oh,
air it out
varnish,
as much as possible. Mhm.
it's not dampness, it's varnish, that smell? It's not any
Mhm.
dampness or mold or,
I
okay.
can't smell it, but that's what they tell me. So
Okay.
we're airing it out as much as we can throughout the night. We close them if it's raining, but we've had quite a bit of programming up there. We had our Spanish class up there with 20 people. The card players are mostly up there. And we have the pool table set up, which we're advertising in October. So we've started to use the space, and we're going to do a big push to really promote here's a place to just come and hang out and chit chat, socialize, play pool, do whatever without having to participate in an actual program.
Can I
Yeah,
ask you
that's
about
good.
the use of the pool table? Because I know somebody who would finally come to the senior center.
Yes,
Is
come
it-
on over.
Is
Right
it
now, it's not
available at
being
any
used.
time?
Yeah, we were just, unless it becomes a problem, it's just going to be a first come, first serve availability.
Okay.
If we start to have a lot of people coming in droves, then we'll do a sign up similar to what we do at the gym. But for now,
Okay.
because really it's just open, kind of a soft opening this month. In the October newsletter, we have on the front page welcoming people to the space.
Okay,
And
so
my
that's
town
what
counselor donated an antenna to me today that when I plugged it in upstairs on our TV, we got 50 channels. So that was exciting. So we're going to figure out some stuff to watch and post like a watching schedule, like, in the mornings if people want to come watch Good Morning America or whatever. We'll see if we can get some Red Sox games on. So we want to get that more active with people's input of what they'd like us to be showing. And then we'll have the TV on down at the end for people to come and grab a cup of coffee, maybe a snack, and watch a show. We're going to look into creating a snack bar. Maybe getting a refrigerator that we could put seltzers, sodas, things like that in that people could do 50 cents for a snack and put that up there.
it's a nice segue that's happening into your report. So why don't you keep going, please?
Okay. Yeah. So we're excited. So that'll be the big kickoff in October for the expanded use of the upstairs. It is beautiful up there. The windows actually do give great, it's nice and airy and bright, and it's been very comfortable. And then we'll have heat once heating season rolls around. I have to meet with DPW to see the status on the planning for the air conditioning. I believe that the state funding is there. So I need to meet with DPW, which I'm planning on doing the next couple of weeks to see when we could get started on air conditioning and how much air conditioning we could actually do. If we can only do one of the 2 floors, the priority will be the second floor. And then to eventually add in the third floor, use portables up there when we need to.
Karen, I have a question about the air conditioning. In the June minutes at the June meeting, you said the funding for the $75,000, the funding was still pending, blah, 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 blah. And then you indicated that if it was approved by the state, you would let us know. So does that mean that it has been approved or hasn't been approved, or what do you think?
It's in the state budget as much as I know I need to talk to DPW more to see what they found, because it was all pending the state budget, what came down from the federal government to allow the state to put the money in the earmarked grant funding that they had.
Was it ARPA funds, Karen?
No, it wasn't ARPA funds. So it was an earmark that Representative Lippert-Garabedian had put forth. Steve, I think, put it in to her, and then she got it approved. So it was approved in both the House and the Senate, and I believe on the governor's final bill. But it's all still, I think some things hinge on federal government funding. So I need to talk to DPW to see, because it would be all through them, because they would be the ones doing the project. So I have an email out to them so that we can sit down. Chris was on vacation, so he's back now and getting settled back in. So once he's settled in, I've asked if we can sit down next week and talk about it. So it was $75,000. So then they can realistically look at what that can get us. And if it can only get us 1 floor, the second floor is definitely the priority. I think a couple of portable units would be okay upstairs on the 3rd floor. If we need to for now, but I think the second floor is potentially the more complicated of the 2 floors to do also. So they need to come in and realistically look at what the estimate would be.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, that sounds good. Sounds promising.
Speaking of the third floor, I did get grant funding from Age through MCOA. I got a SIG grant to put in some panels and try and soundproof the third floor a little more. Because remember, we got some complaints about echoing and that it was hard to understand, or for people when people articulated, for the audience to hear what they were saying. So we did get grant funding, about $6,000, to put towards helping to decrease the echo. So I had done some research myself on panels, which is what I used to estimate the price. And now I need to also work with DPW to order the things to do that and move forward. I'm waiting for the meeting from Mass Council on Aging on the reimbursement process, just to make sure all is good. And then I'll move forward with purchasing the panels.
Okay.
So those are the renovation-y things upstairs. Dave has been up there all summer, though. We did have a portable unit in his office, because his office is in the same room that we have the computer home. So that needed to stay cool. So we wanted to keep Dave and the computers cool. So we have a portable air conditioning that worked great all summer long. Let's see. So, and some of the exercise classes are going to be moving upstairs. Some want to, some don't. So it'll just be, it's really up to the instructor. Tai Chi is going upstairs. They like it upstairs. Alice is going to move upstairs. On that note, in the October newsletter, we are publishing what we anticipate will be exciting news for many, that we are changing Alice's class format to be an every 8-week registration process, so that it can open it up to people that have been trying to get into classes for a very long time. And
What is her class? Could you clarify what her class is?
So Alice is a very popular instructor who teaches on Wednesdays. She teaches a Zumba class and a Pilates class. And she used to have it just be an open pre-COVID, and 50, 60 people would come. So then during COVID, of course, everything shut down, and then she slowly had more people. But really, it's just been considered full for 4 years now. So finally, I'm like, we got to change this and make it more equitable for people. So we are taking that jump off the cliff on advertising in October. December 3rd will be the first sign up for that 8-week session. So that'll be open. Here's the registration day. This is when you can come in and register for the class. I don't anticipate that it's going to be a huge problem. She is moving upstairs so we can fit more people. So I don't think it's going to be like a mad rush and mayhem. I think it's going to open it up to more people who wanted to get into the class, and also make it so that we can't totally open it because we can't have 60 people show up for class. But this will give us, hey, for this 8 weeks, we know here's the slots. And then some people go away for the winter, so they don't have to register. Some people do this. So it just helps to make it more accessible and more equitable for everyone.
So Karen, will there be any rules, or will to be determined any rules, so to speak, about people rolling over, if it ends up that it fills up each time? In other words, so if I sign up for the December, then, and I'm fast and I sign up for February, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, can I still block people out if I'm quick on the sign up myself?
We're going to cross that bridge when we get to it. I guess we're not going to
Okay.
plan on that right now. If that
Okay.
becomes
I think it's a good move, though. Yeah, that's good. Okay.
It's first come, first serve. So I guess if you didn't get
Yeah.
in, we'd say, okay, arrive at 8:00. We don't want to make it too Hunger Games either. So if we see that that's going to happen, then we'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
for now, we're going to hope for the best with the increased capacity, that it will, because she's not full right now. It says full, but she really has space. So we're going to up it by 10 people each class
Good.
on top of it.
Excellent.
So we'll see. You may, if I see the December meeting, if my hair is on fire and I have bruises all over, then you'll know that we need to come up with a better plan. But we're going to try and see how it goes for December 3rd.
Treatment from your staff or from the participants?
From everyone, yeah. From both. That's a good question, Jim, because yes, from both, because it is putting more work on my staff, because right now it's just all done through Alice, and we are going to be taking it on, but it's part of why we're here and we have to do it. So it's it'll be in a bit of an adjustment. So we'll see how happy I am in December.
But not nice to have such high demand.
Yes, it is exciting to have that high of demand. Yes, it was hopping in here today, and Wednesdays stay pretty busy. Today we had Leo back for the first time for the season. So that was great. She saw 6 or 7 people, and she has given us her schedule. She will be here taking applications for the entire heating season twice a month. So we've shared that information, and that's for all ages. So that information has been shared with Wakefield Gas and Light Department, and it's in our newsletter. And the Gas and Light Department is actually going to come over on a couple of different days to be here to also help people answer questions about their electric bills. And that was well attended last year. A lot of people came in to see Gas and Light Department. We are coming upon open enrollment, and we have exciting news to report that we have our 2 Shine counselors, Larry and Claudia. And Larry is giving us a second day. So he's going to be here Monday afternoons and Wednesday mornings, and Claudia will be here on Tuesday afternoons. So we have a lot of availability for open enrollment. I anticipate that it will fill up because you do accept people from all communities to those appointments. They come from Mystic Valley, or they're technically volunteers through Mystic Valley. So we do accept people from all communities. So we anticipate those will fill up, but they're being advertised, and we are pretty excited. And they will be moving upstairs to the office right above where the main desk area is. We're going to set them up with a computer and a printer right there so that they can have a nice space and be able to do those afternoon appointments. Prior to the upstairs space, we are really confined to the morning because they use Beth's office.
We are, I'm a Shine counselor for age span, as you know, and we just had a meeting yesterday about open enrollment. And while the changes haven't been announced yet, we're certainly anticipating quite a few changes, and which hopefully probably will drive more people to get advice, which is a good thing, but it's going to definitely increase the demand, I think, for the Shine services. So that's great news that Wakefield can provide more to people.
Yeah, we're pretty excited. And the afternoons are actually good because the mornings are really busy around here. So for people coming, parking is significantly easier on Monday afternoons and Tuesday afternoons than they are in the morning. So those are some good service things that we're continuing, along with a couple of dates for people to keep in mind if you want to write them down. Is we are doing a volunteer thank you appreciation luncheon that you're all invited to. And I will reach out to Carol because I also want to make sure she invites Randy, who has been our fantastic gardener and is keeping their beautiful houseplants alive, because we don't think any of us could. So they look wonderful, and it's all because of Randy, who comes every week and waters them. But that is going to be on Wednesday, October 8th at noon. So we are inviting all of our current volunteers and our past volunteers to a luncheon. So we would cordially like to invite all of you. I sent the invitation, but I wanted to also make sure I told you. Another date to keep in mind is we are having a Halloween party. And an idea we just sent it out to the town department. So I'm not sure what kind of participation we'll have, but we're going to invite the town departments to come and have a table if they want, to hand out candy. Or hand out goodies, hand out whatever they want to hand out. But we thought it might be a nice, fun way for the town to be able to interact with some of the seniors. We plan to invite Denise Casey when she's starting at the beginning of October. We thought it might be a great way for her to meet the seniors too, in kind of a fun, informal environment. So more to come. I'm hoping some town departments want to participate. I have not advertised that they're going to be there to anybody yet, because in case it flops and nobody wants to come, or they're too busy to be able to support that, which I would understand, then I don't want to have we're going to have the town departments there and have nobody come. So if we get more coming, then we'll advertise more to the participants. But for now, we're just advertising, come and have pizza, popcorn, candy. We're going to set up for karaoke and just have kind of a fun, wear your costume, prizes. Halloween party. It's not on Halloween, though. It is on Wednesday, October 29th.
Okay, a couple days before. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if anybody wants to come to that, I think it'd be fun if we did have a COA board table there. But I can set one up without anybody there if we just want to put candy out if somebody can't come and work at it. But if you could come work as the COA board, it might be a good outreach to the community of, hey, we're the COA board. This is what we do. I thought that would be fun. And the other dates.
What time were you thinking, Karen?
Oh, sorry. That's going to be at 1:00.
Oh.
And I'm guessing it's probably going to be 1 to 3, 1 to 2, depending on what the departments can do if anybody wants to come. And the last date for everyone to write down is Town Day. Well, I guess 2 more dates. I'm sorry. Town Day is on September 27th. Hopefully it's nicer than last year's Town Day where we all froze.
We drowned.
The rain date is the 28th. Last year was brutal. Whew. It was so cold by the end of the day.
And so wet.
It's ridiculous. So hopefully it's better this year, but the 27th, I did reserve us a table. The chamber has taken over most of the planning and the running of it, so I don't have a lot of additional responsibility, so I can really be at the table the whole day. So if people have time to come, please email me and I could, email the whole group so we know what time people can come. But if anybody's free to come and sit for an hour or so, I have the file of life cards to give out, and I'll pick up some candy.
What
So
is it? It's like 1 to 4 or 12 to 4? What are the times?
I think it's 1 to 4 after the farmer's market. So I'll set
Yeah.
everything up so you could just come and hang out with me for.
Okay, so but it's
Now-
afternoon time, yep.
And I do have my canopy thing, so I will bring the canopy in case it is sprinkling out. Because I think it has to be projected horrible weather to cancel just for the food vendors' sake, that they don't like to delay it by a day. But the rain date is on the 28th. And I will also, last date, as I will be sitting, the fire department invited us to go back to the open house again, which they did last year. And it was nice. We went, I went with one of my drivers who's a retired firefighter, and we had file of life cards, and we were just basically there to hand those out. But I thought it was nice that the fire department included us and gave us that opportunity. So we're going to go back this year. So I'm going to go back again this year with another one of my drivers who's also a retired firefighter. So we'll be sitting at that on October 4th if anybody wants to pop by the fire department's open house.
Is that that's at the main station?
Yeah, I don't need that one. I don't need help for that one. Joe and I can handle, but town day, if anybody wants to come and hang out and represent the council, then we'd love to have you.
And do you need volunteers or want volunteers for the Halloween party or the volunteer luncheon, actually?
No, the luncheon, you're the ones being honored. So we
Yeah,
have
right.
that under control. The Halloween party, if anybody wants to come and sit at the table so that we can do that, I think that should be good. That one shouldn't be a ton of work, maybe a bit of help picking up, but we can do a lot of setup ahead of time with the tables. Hopefully, I'm hoping that I need to set up a lot of tables because a lot of people want to come and hand out baked goods and cookies and candies and all that.
That's a pretty popular party, isn't it? Where
This is our first one, at least since
Oh,
I
it
think
is.
it's our first one in a while. St. Patrick's is big and the holiday party is big, but we haven't done a Halloween one before.
Yeah, I think it was okay. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, and then you'll see the newsletter. I think I added you all to the newsletter, so you should be getting that emailed. If not, let me know and I can add you back onto the email list, or you can subscribe through LPI. But you'll see all of our September things. We keep trying new little things that are easy to do to see what sticks and if we can get new people in.
Is there any discussion or has there been any discussion of having an online registration for some events?
Susan, that is a great thing to say because I didn't share that A Walk in Their Shoes presentation that's happening on September 24th.
Yeah.
We did our first ever push. Jen McDonald, the fabulous Jen McDonald, helped us. We pushed it through Civic Plus, which is the town's new website system.
Okay.
And we've gotten 20 people who have registered through that. So
I was going to call today to register, but now I know should go where? To the town to register?
Yeah, you can go to the website. It came out in May.
Okay.
You're telling me, so I can just put you on there. But and you can choose. You can come to we have an employee one that is from 2:30 to 2 to 3, and then we have the public one from 3:30 to 4:30, 5 o'clock. So
I'll come to 3:30.
Okay,
but-
I'll put you down.
Thank you. Okay, thank you.
We're going to slowly try and add some of those type of events that people can call to register or push it out through Civic Plus. We're learning as we go, so we're not quite there 100% yet, but we are pretty excited to see the response we've gotten. So we want to try it for a couple of our events so that is for all ages. So we want to try it on our events that are just for seniors to see if we have an equal response of people replying with Civic Plus versus calling.
Well, how would someone know that? I mean, in the newsletter, was there something? I don't recall seeing that in the newsletter, but maybe it was there about
Civic Plus.
Yeah. Well, just registering it,
So
register.
that was in the newsletter to call. The Civic Plus Connect link came through an email blast.
Oh, it
So
was
we're
okay.
working on
I was just doing it through an email, so, okay.
Yeah, so we have to figure that part out, like if we'd have to do a QR code versus how we can in the newsletter connect people to do the online registration versus through the email blast. It's a little
Okay.
easier when we mail it out because we can put the link in. So those are the things, the small things that we're working on still. So there's hope we'll get there in the next few months, but those are the things we're working on that we could have people just click and register versus having to call.
That would be great.
I think that is enough chatting for me though. I can't. I don't want to just read the newsletter to you. So those are the main things. Things that are our goals are to try and really capture a little bit more than we do with outreach. Like we do a good job. Well, we try and get most people to click to sign in when they can. We still miss some people for our numbers, but we do want to start trying to figure out how to capture more of the phone call interactions that we have and things like that. Like there are many times I probably spend 5 hours a week on the phone with outreach and with talking to some residents, but there's not good ways to capture that we're doing all of those things. So we're trying to figure out ways to say, oh, hey, we've made 25 outreach calls this week, this week. How do we want to capture those? I mean, we could just click it in, but we're not good at it. So we need to ourselves be better at documenting what we're doing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it seems like, especially in this climate that we're in, and we'll probably continue to be in for funding, that any documentation, any legit documentation is important that can be done. But there's no doubt that there's a lot that you're doing, and you and your staff and other people there are doing to make things happen, so.
And I think that's the one, right? Is this trying to capture maintaining privacy, but capturing the work that's being done outside of
Yeah,
program. So that
yeah.
social services support that we're here for, that people don't really think of. A lot of people think of the senior center, they think of games, parties, exercise classes, which is, but then there's the whole other side of the council on aging of work that we do in the community with Mystic Valley Elder Services, with Elliott, with those types of services and partnerships to take care of the senior community that it's not as easy to capture. So just
Yeah.
making sure that we have staffing to support that really very important work that isn't the flashy stuff that you put up there, and it isn't something that you talk about a lot because it's not appropriate to share. It's the behind the scenes work that's critical to what we do that you don't capture really.
I see, on Facebook, I am a Facebook person, unfortunately, but, and on the Wakefield community groups, I think there's 2 that I follow. And so often somebody will pose a question about their mother or anything. And one of the responses, or frequently the response, is call the senior center, call the senior center. And a lot of time it is appropriate, but other times it's really not appropriate. But I know those calls come in, and your people there, the staff is undoubtedly redirecting those calls, redirecting those referrals when they come in too, not only with services that you can help with, that the senior center can help with, but other people who call for other things. So it would be great to be able to capture all of them.
We are going to do another, Larry, one of our Shine counselors, has volunteered to do an evening. This is kind of off topic, but on the same lines with services, we're going to do an evening program for helping people to navigate Medicare options by themselves, because you can make changes on your own. So he's going to help show the tools that you can use. So he's going to offer to do an evening program. It's in November, early November, to help people navigate Medicare's website. And if you don't want to have to come in and see a Shine counselor and you want to make the decisions on your own, for the people who are computer savvy, it's easy enough to do, or who have not a ton of complex medical needs, that it's easy enough to do. So he's gonna do that. I'm hoping that it's well received. I don't think we're going to try this time and offer it via Zoom too with the recording. I think we're just going to try a live one and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Karen, what email vendor do you have for the town email? Like, is the whole team on Gmail or Microsoft?
I think I missed the beginning of the question. What is it?
I just wondered, like, if you're on Gmail or Microsoft, they have programs where you could create like some kind of form to be keeping track, and then it could turn it all into data for you to track those kind of calls. Yeah, Microsoft or Gmail.
We are on Microsoft.
Yeah, so Microsoft has the SharePoint and you could make like even a just I was just thinking like something quantitative where you're logging how much time or things that you could turn into a graph, like if you had different like this was a Mystic Valley call or this was a citizens call. Just something quantitative. I don't know. It could be worth exploring what's available on Microsoft where the town's already like paying for the subscription.
Yeah, thanks, Julie. That's a great idea because we just got a new. It's all my email's actually changing. I'll send it out on the new one. I'll still get the old emails forever and all of time, but when I send it out to you, it will come from my new email address. So we've just got, I think, all this new Microsoft capabilities that we didn't have before. So I'll look into that. Thank you. That's a good idea.
There are dedicated programs like Salesforce that do just that. And there might be something right now in the Microsoft suite that, or I know the town.
Yeah, Salesforce came to mind for me too, but it's expensive.
Yeah,
I feel like I
yeah.
doubt. I mean, it'd be nice if Karen had access. I just kind of doubt it.
But I think that's my main stuff. So if anybody ever has any ideas or you want us to try and add something, please share. And we would love to take on any ideas that you guys have for programming you would like to see us doing. Or if anybody ever wants to, I'll know that you're always invited to anything that we have. So if you ever want to come to anything, just let me know. And you're more than welcome to come and participate in any way.
Yeah,
We have our caregiver support group. They're kind of being honored. The Mystic Valley won an award, their caregiver support team. And they actually at our next caregiver support group, they have somebody coming to take some pictures and highlight them with the good work that they do. I love our caregiver support group. That's one of my favorite things that we do here. It's grown so much from when it started, and it's just an amazing, supportive group of people. So I'm so happy to see that they were honored for what they're doing at Mystic Valley. I forget the name of the award, but I'm also excited to hear they're going to be doing some of the highlighting of them here at our senior center.
Good publicity. I think, several of the things that you've talked about, Karen, through this meeting so far, and also things that we've talked about before, that certainly there's a big push for us at the senior center to attract more and diverse people, people that aren't using the center, coming in for other things, new things, the pool, ranging from the pool table to having the TV on to people just coming to hang out. And I, one of the things that I wanted to bring up today was whether or not the board, us, while we're not a policy-making board or a doing board so much, that if we maybe could make this program year that we're in right now, that's part of our focus to think about, talk about, bring ideas in to get more people aware of and using and knowing about the McCarthy, I call it the McCarthy Center now, but the senior center, and utilizing it for programming or for things, so I don't know how if that's too vague or if people have an interest in doing that. We're already doing that, but just want to throw that out there as an idea. Okay. Well, that enthusiasm. No, I know you're on board with it. I think I'm not phrasing it concretely enough. But if that sort of becomes maybe one of our underlying goals for the year is thinking about and talking about and appreciating the new and different, not to displace any of the old and familiar, but new and different. And certainly the programming that Karen, you and your staff are doing are you've added a lot of new things in the past year and a half and more to come. And certainly the space lends itself to that as well, to be able to open up stuff that wasn't available before because of space limitations. Any thoughts, comments, questions?
Susan, are you thinking of inviting other groups that might not participate now? Is that what you're saying? And like, are we talking ethnic groups or religious groups? Or
maybe we don't have the authority to do that, Jim, but I'm thinking, even in your own work, in your own community, of people that you deal with, whether it's quote unquote professionally or socially, making people aware, doing what we can to make people aware of things that go on there. I think any invitation that's extended, that has to be run by Karen. But if you've got an idea for that, yeah, I'm sure Karen would be open to it, as a discussion. Absolutely. Absolutely. Maybe even some joint, getting some of the other committees in town to have their meetings. I don't know, to have their meetings at if they're meeting in person, to have their meetings at the senior center, if that's possible. I know there's a staffing issue if they're nighttime meetings, but yeah, exactly, Jim, exactly.
I think it's like we're always trying to figure out the best ways to reach as many people as we can. Like crack that nut of how we get the people that we're just not getting. Just keep trying different ways to do it.
Yeah, yeah. And doing a good job. I mean, that's, I hear little anecdotes here and there about people, and even Sherry, you said a few minutes ago that the pool table, someone who doesn't go to the senior center who might go to the senior center to play pool. In the new games, I assume the new games over the past 6 months have brought in new people. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming they'd have. Any other comments or thoughts for Karen or that idea? You good? Okay, thanks. Maureen, I don't know if you have anything to talk about. You gave us quite a report in June, but anything with the Affordable Housing Trust?
We
Group?
just met last week. We didn't meet all summer either.
Okay, good.
We just met last week. The town has a new senior planner. Marissa Meany is on board. So she's, running this committee. So we had a chance to meet with her. We did the quarterly APA report. I think must have been like the July 1st one. And we've spent cumulatively $71,592, and the total APA grant was 200. But there's another 60,000 that's like committed, that has been spent since then. So we're on track to spend that $200,000 by December 31st, which is the deadline to spend that money. And the program's going really well. They've helped a lot of folks out with security deposits for the light department to open up an account, some moving costs for some folks. So other than that, we are just still trying to discuss what's the best plan for the other $700,000 that's in that trust. It's not a lot of money. It's not going to go very far. How do we, try to utilize that so that we, oh, sorry, my phone rang. So that we can further affordable housing in the town. So there's a lot of discussion about that. And obviously the Hurt School comes up quite a bit, but we're just not sure that that's even a large enough area to put enough units in to make it worthwhile for somebody. But I think that was about it for our meeting, though. It was good that we finally got back together, though. And
Was there some discussion about that the fund may start making some low interest loans to people is that kind of
so
on high?
we had talked about that like at Steve's last meeting, so I don't know that we didn't really get back into that. We did talk about doing like a soft loan to buy an affordable unit. I mean, we can't really buy everything's too expensive in this town. We
Yeah,
wouldn't really
yeah.
have enough money to buy down anything. But maybe if an affordable unit became available, an affordable condo that someone was purchasing, but we didn't get any further on that. We probably have to
Okay,
write
yeah.
something up. But the problem is there's no way to regenerate the money in the trust.
Right,
So
right.
that's, the town though did enter into an agreement with a consortium for, affordable housing consultation. So with I think it's North Reading, Wilmington, Reading, and maybe Stoneham. So each community is paying about $15,000 into this. They put out a request for a proposal. They have hired someone to help all the towns monitor the affordable housing and try to help us muddle through figuring out how to get more affordable housing, how to keep it affordable. So that piece is happening now too.
So that person has been hired or will be hired?
Yeah, no, the company has been hired.
Okay,
So we allocated the $15,000 from the trust.
from the trust, yeah, okay.
Yeah, for that.
Okay.
So that's not coming out of the town budget at this point. But that's where we're at. So we just got back on too. So it was exciting to have Marissa there. And then hopefully, but next meeting we'll have the new town administrator as well. So
Right, when has she started or when is she starting? I should know, but I don't.
October 6th is her
Oh,
anticipated
October
start
6th,
date.
okay.
It's official. The contract was signed Monday night at town council meeting.
right,
Okay.
right.
And-
Exciting.
and what is her official title?
Town administrator, Karen, right? Still.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
Marissa Meany.
Oh, Marissa Meany. Oh, I'm sorry. Marissa is the senior planner. Sorry, senior planner. I'm just looking at an
Okay.
email.
And
She's the
that's,
se-
and that's spelled Marissameney?
NEY.
EY. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
My toddler is in need. I have to sign off early. I'm so sorry, everyone.
Okay.
Good night.
Well, thank you.
See
We're
you
just
soon.
about done, Julie, anyway, so thank you. Thank you.
Goodbye,
See you
Julie.
soon, I hope. All right, bye-bye. Okay, okay, any matters not anticipated that anyone wants to bring up that weren't on the agenda?
I have one thing for the housing creation or the housing production plan that Carol was on.
Yep.
It's not directly related to that, but it's part of the ADUs. We are working with the speaker who is presented at Melrose, I think, our local community, on creating ADUs, and we're looking at different ways. Like if we want to try and do two different talks about for seniors who might be looking to move into an ADU or building an ADU for themselves to move into. So we are looking at offering a program in the next few months that would talk about building an ADU, what ADUs can do for you, how you build them, about the process of actually making an ADU. So more to come on that. We are looking into it. I think it was
That's
Melrose
good.
that had the speaker. So Catherine is working on setting that up.
That's
You
great.
know what, Karen? We did talk about the ADUs at a housing trust meeting. I don't know when, how far back. I could bring that up again too on the agenda, because we talked about possibly trying to help folks out, maybe even with some design costs, or I mean, some way to make it more feasible for people to do it. I don't know. But I think because that's probably very, not only is the construction expensive, but the design is probably expensive as well.
Great, it's popping up all over town. Yeah, that's good news. That is good news. So you think that'll be in the fall, Karen, or after the holidays, or you don't know yet? The program.
I'm not sure yet. Catherine was working on setting it up, so I need to touch. I actually made a note to myself when we were talking about housing to reach back out to her to see if she had heard back from the person. who
Okay,
presented.
great. Okay, anything else? Well, it never gets old. I'll just make a final comment. It never gets old expressing admiration and appreciation and happiness at how much is going on there, Karen, and how much you have not only accomplished, but how much you have on the agenda for the fall and ideas that are spinning around. So it's very heartening, and it's very, I feel very positive to be a part of this board and have some opportunity to see it up close and personal. So thank you, and to
You
your
guys are a
staff as
great
well.
board, and it's a great team here. So I love what I do, and I work with a great team. So it makes it, and having your support makes it, and the town support makes it really rewarding to do what we all do.
And as somebody who regularly uses the center, I'm there a few times a week for different things. I have to say that we have, and I brag about this to people who don't live in Wakefield, that we have really impressive services for our older population. Thanks
Yeah.
to you, Karen, and your staff. It's amazing. I
Yeah.
don't want to ever move out of Wakefield.
Well, don't then. That's it. Don't. Okay. All right, anybody want to offer an emotion to adjourn?
Sherry
wanna
will
stay?
offer a motion to adjourn.
All right, thank you.
I'll second that.
All right, Maureen will second, roll call, Sherry. Roll call
Yes,
vote,
yes.
yes, Maureen,
Yes.
Rich,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
I'm a yes also, so 5 yeses. All right, well, thanks for coming back, and enjoy the rest of this month of, the pumpkin spice is all over the place, which is just, I don't know, it was out all over the place in August, and I didn't like that, but now I like seeing it, so. And the pumpkins are out and the scarecrows are starting to appear, so enjoy. It's a special season in its own way too.
All right.
Good night, all.
Thank you.
Good night. Good
Night.
to see